Every night for millions of years, falling asleep should have killed us. Not once, not by accident. Every single time you closed your eyes. Picture it. No walls, no locks, no lights. Just open ground, 100,000 years ago, and you, lying flat, blind to the world for the next 8 hours. Somewhere out there, something is already watching. So here's the question that should genuinely unsettle you. If sleep makes you this helpless, why didn't evolution simply remove it? Every major predator on that landscape hunted after dark. Lions, hyenas, sabre-toothed cats, all with sharper night vision than us. All faster, all stronger, and yet humans kept sleeping, deeply, for hours, generation after generation, on ground with nothing between us and the dark. That shouldn't have worked, unless something else was happening while we were unconscious. Something we're only now starting to piece together. Because if this species survived that exposure, the story of how might explain something about you tonight, behind your locked door, that you've never once thought to question. Here's where the evidence gets uncomfortable. In a cave in South Africa, researchers uncovered a skull nearly 3 million years old. A child's skull, punctured, not by a rock, not by a fall, by an eagle's talons. That child was lifted off the ground and carried away like prey, because that is exactly what early humans were, not the apex predator we like to imagine. Not even close. Other skulls tell the same story, just with a different signature. 2 puncture marks, spaced precisely like the canine teeth of a leopard. The scientist who found them, Bob Brain, reached a conclusion that still unsettles researchers today. Something had been dragging our ancestors up into trees to feed. So how does a species this exposed survive night after night, on open ground, with no defense at all? Here's the first twist. They didn't sleep on open ground for long, and they didn't sleep the way you do. Modern hunter-gatherer groups, studied by scientists today, don't all drop into sleep at the same moment. Someone is always slightly awake, slightly alert, watching, without even meaning to. Among the Hadza people of Tanzania, researchers tracked entire nights of sleep and found something remarkable. There was almost never a single moment where every person in the group was asleep at once. Not because of a rota, not because anyone stood guard on purpose, because human sleep itself is staggered by nature. Some of us are night owls, some are early risers, and scientists now believe that stagger isn't a modern inconvenience. It's an ancient survival mechanism, quietly built into your biology. Somebody, always, was awake, which means the reason your partner falls asleep before you, or the reason you're wide awake at 3 a.m. while the house is silent, that isn't a malfunction. That's 100,000 years of instinct, still running in the background of your life. But that alone doesn't explain everything, because there's a second twist, and this one is bigger. Around 1 million years ago, deep inside Wonderwork Cave, evidence emerges of something that would change everything about how humans slept. Fire. Controlled. Deliberate. Burning through the night. Fire didn't just mean warmth. It meant a wall predators wouldn't cross. Big cats fear open flame on instinct, and that fear handed early humans something they had never truly had before, passion to fully sleep. Not the half-awake, one-eye open vigilance of the open savanna, but deep, uninterrupted, restorative sleep, the kind that repairs the brain, the kind tied to memory, to learning, to creativity itself. Some researchers now argue this is the exact moment human cognition began accelerating. Not tool use, not diet sleep, because sleep was never wasted time. It's when your brain sorts memory, processes emotion, consolidates everything you learned that day. Every predator dodging, tool-making, language-building advantage your ancestors gained. Some of it happened while they were completely unconscious, which means the very thing that made us most vulnerable may have quietly made us human. But here's what should really stop you. Vigilance never fully disappeared, not even now. The first night you sleep somewhere new, a hotel room, a stranger's house, one half of your brain stays measurably more alert than the other. Scientists have recorded this directly in sleep labs. It's called the first night effect. One hemisphere, standing guard, just slightly. Like your brain never quite forgot the leopards. There's a deeper irony buried in all of this. The predators hunting humans shaped when we slept, where we slept, who we slept beside. And some researchers argue they even shaped why humans became so deeply social in the first place. Sleeping in groups was never about comfort. It was arithmetic, safety in numbers, while completely defenseless. Every choice your ancestors made about sleep was a negotiation with death, and you've inherited every part of it. The light sleep in unfamiliar places, the instinct to check a locked door twice, the unease that creeps in when a house goes too quiet. None of that vanished. It just changed shape. So tonight, when you close your eyes behind walls, behind locks, under light you can summon in an instant, remember what that safety actually cost and how recently it arrived. For nearly all of human history, sleep wasn't rest, it was risk. And somehow, impossibly, that risk is the reason you're here to close your eyes at all. If your brain has ever kept you half awake in a new place for no reason at all, now you know exactly why. Subscribe, because human nature explains more of your daily life than you think.